Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ballchat. Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ballchat podcast, where we review some of the week's major news in the world of football. My name is Benton, along with the rest of the crew. Junior Wagwan, come on, is out officiating some games. Officiating a tournament. It's just Junior and Benton holding it down this week. But Junior, how you doing, family?
Well, I'm good. We never get no English football this week, but me all right.
Junior, I suspect you're mourning the loss of your wonderful queen, family.
Yeah, I was going to put her in the background. If you're listening on Streams FM in England right now, I have a background image every week with something that is telling my mood. I was going to put Casemiro, but we don't want to beat a dead ass. So I was going to put the Queen, but we don't want the Jamaican people to cuss me off. So we'll stick with Ragnick.
Keep it moving. While ending in the Juventus versus Salaterneras matchup in Serie A, we'll discuss that in a second. Drama at the end. Mr. Milik, keep on your shirt, brother. We'll recap the week that was in the world of football. First and foremost, welcome to the family. Big up to everyone who's joining us on today's show. Remember to consider subscribe to the platform. You don't know wherever you're listening or watching us on. Consider subscribing. All right, we'll recap the week that was in the world of football. We have Champions League football to recap as Liverpool got the bricks beat off of them by Napoli. We'll take a look at Thomas Tuchel out at Chelsea. Recap the whole saga around Thomas Tuchel sacking. And Graham Potter is the man now at the helm. We'll take a look at Jamaican schoolboy football kicked off yesterday. Take a look at the results as Arden got the bricks beat off of them by St. George's College. But we start off with Ballers of the Week, family. Big up yourself to all the ballers running in. I see your family. Junior, who do you have Ballers of the Week? The most impressive players you have, and why?
Yo, we can't pick no one player off of Napoli. Just the whole of Napoli side. They beat and teach Liverpool in a way that I don't think I've ever seen. I never saw that coming at all. So Napoli definitely get my ball of the week. Other ballers, we sit on and when I sit and watch Mbappe and Neymar and look at the role that Messi is playing for PSG, they have something there, you know. I'm going to give it to that front three because oftentimes you have a situation where there's not enough ball to go around, right? But it does look like Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi seem to have some football synergy. Now, there might be some chemistry issues with one not like the other, but when it comes to football playing, it's a joy to watch. So we really love what we see from PSG. But definitely Napoli get my big ball of the week. Plus, KC, the man that get rubber like a piece of beaten. Kingston College, you know I'm hard anyone. But back in KC get ball of the week, yeah, what?
All right, big up to the KC family. All right, family, we see you running, bring your ballers and bugs. My ballers of the week, family. Big up to Camon Outer Road. We're going to go keep it moving. Big up Camon is reffing a tournament, so she won't join us this week. My ballers of the week, family. Ballers. Big up to Keva. I can't pronounce his brother last name. In fact, I'm struggling to pronounce his first name. Keva of Napoli. Big baller. Excellent. He had Trent Arnold dreaming in the entire game on Wednesday. So big up to Keva of Napoli, a gem. 21 years old. This youth looked like a very promising prospect. He's been scoring a lot of fantastic goals the last few weeks in the Scudetto. So big up Keva gets my ball of the week. I don't even want to attempt the last name. Ball of the week to Federico Valverde. And Real Madrid won both games this week. Won the La Liga game against Mallorca. Federico Valverde scored an exceptional goal. But most importantly, Federico Valverde is a really industrious player. workhorse in that Madrid midfield. Now with Camavinga, who is also excellent for them. Federico Valverde scored a wonderful goal yesterday. He doesn't score many, so we have to big him up when him score, and the ability to work for this team at any position. In fact, if Carlo, the boss, asks him to play a goalie, Federico Valverde will probably do it. So ball of the week to Federico Valverde, man. Big up yourself. Yo, and ball of the week. One wrap up ball of the week with Jerkoff. Mr. Raisco Jerkoff of Newell's Old Boys in the Argentinian Premier Division. What a Rastafari goal score from what? Way downtown, close to midfield. Check that out on YouTube. Goal scored today in the game against Gimnasia. Rasico, Mr. Jerkoff himself, with a brilliant goal. So he does get a ball of the week from me. All right, let's keep the ballers and bugs running. Ballers of the week, family. If you have ballers, send them on. Bugs, Junior, unimpressive players, who do you have?
You know, I flirted with giving Griezmann ball of the week, right? For coming on and scoring in the 90-plus minute for Atletico Madrid versus Porto in the Champions League. But why does Atletico Madrid keep playing with these teams like this? And I'm giving them a bug of the week because of it. And I don't want nobody to say, but them win, blah, blah, blah. No. You're supposed to beat the brakes off of Porto. You should not leave it late and almost lose the game, almost drop 2 points. So we definitely give it to Cholo for his archaic football style. If we're going to cost Mourinho for playing bully football and partner bus football, what should we say about Atletico Madrid? The time has come for Cholo to let the dogs be dogs. Let the horses run, man. So Cholo, get my bug of the week in a losing in a winning effort. Bayern Munich. I said earlier in the year that Bayern Munich should go 100% in the Bundesliga. They still have a 100% record. But them draw with who were they? I remember, I think it was Schalke. They did the draw with Schalke 2-2, right? And if you ever see the goal where them give up, look, I think Bayern is revolution.
Drew with Stuttgart.
Stuttgart. Sorry, not Schalke, Stuttgart. If you ever see the goal them give up, I know that Bayern Munich is revolutionizing attacking football. But at what cost? The defense is horrible. Horrible. So I don't know who to pick out on that team, but the whole of Bayern Munich defense get bug of the week for me. And Tuchel, I said it here on Ballchat that Chelsea has the best squad in the Premier League, in my opinion. The best collection of talent in the Premier League. And Tuchel, for some reason, just can't seem to get it right. Now, he had his honeymoon period, fine. I say I walk kick a horse, a dead horse, but I put up Casemiro. But that kick Tuchel. I didn't wait out. Tuchel, you're coming like a big idiot coach. How you get so much riches and dash your job like that? Crazy this, man.
I don't think he's on his way out, Junior. I think he's already out.
No, in flight, probably don't leave England yet because I'm still on board the Queen. So he's still at the airport. I'm going to kick him in the body.
We'll get to Thomas Tuchel and his departure or sack, his removal at the helm by Todd Bowley and the consortium, Carley consortium that's in charge of Chelsea management. Ballers and Bugs family, we see you running in. Send on your ballers and Bugs. My bugs of the week, or my bug of the week. We're going to get to our football roundup because we have quite a few things to discuss. So I just have one bug. Football Club Barcelona. Football Club Barcelona. And I don't want no Barcelona fan come send me no hate mail or come tell me send me I carry feelings for them side. Football Club Barcelona this week, according to BR, is evaluating or exploring the option of filing a lawsuit against Atletico Madrid for the treatment of Antoine Griezmann. Why? Griezmann is on loan from Barcelona to Atletico Madrid. The requirement of the loan deal is that if Griezmann plays 50% of first half 50%, a minimum of 45 minutes, 50% of the time for Atletico Madrid. They have to sign him for £40 million or 40 million euros. No, Atletico Madrid and Cholo, and big up to President Cerezo of Atletico Madrid there. Griezmann is currently averaging 20-something minutes a game. Barcelona's brass, Juan Laporta, they're very upset about this, and they're evaluating their option to file a lawsuit against Atletico Madrid. Brother, I'm going to go sit down. I'm going to where? Bucks of the week for football club. This club, must get own club, me ask. Barcelona get a football. The loan deal articulates or stipulates the guidelines. You don't forward and talk about no lawsuit, no, because they're not playing the guy. Griezmann go on the bench. And Barcelona, bug of the week for a lawsuit. Every time they get what they want, lawsuit. So they get a bug of the week for me. Let's go to our football roundup, Junior. And it's interesting that Camon is off. She's not hiding family. But we cannot ignore.
But Dalton, before you go there, Dalton said his bug of the week. Pick up Dalton. Say his bug of the week is Graham Potter for leaving a secure job to go get fired by December.
Junior, elevate the camera a little bit if you can.
Oh, we can't elevate my camera. Yeah, you have to go change my the image.
You can't elevate the camera.
No.
Let me see. All right, Junior, we just have a second. We can't modify that right now. Run with it. The people are just going to see your eye and your nose, because apparently the thing has been set up.
No, it's set for the tree camera. Come on, not here. So.
Yeah, it's set for tree camera, and come on is not here. So
I don't. Hold on. I know what I'm going to do. Hold on.
All right, football family, let's get to it. The big news 4 days ago, we heard the official statement. Thomas Tuchel out as Chelsea manager. Junior, boy, your thoughts? Was this really a surprise? Before we get to the higher end, was it really a surprise in your opinion? And what did Thomas Tuchel did wrong to deserve the sack?
To answer your first question, no, it wasn't a surprise. Honestly, I'm honestly surprised that it took this long. Tuchel, I've been saying this since after the Champions League victory. He has been at an extended honeymoon period. He has done some crazy decisions. From bringing in Lukaku was a crazy decision to me. I think that was the beginning of the end. Not able to get Werner on track. Playing Kai as a number 9 when he was transferred in as a number 10 or a number 8. There have been so many questionable decisions. Having Ziyech, Mount, Pulisic, and still out there, come now bringing in Sterling, who's another winger. It's just some crazy things have been happening under Tuchel's reign to make you wonder, like, what is it that he was thinking, or what is it that he was doing? To like he was bored. It's almost like a kid in a candy store and he's bored and he's trying to find a challenge. That's how I see it. So no, I'm not surprised.
All right, let's take a look at the numbers for Thomas Tuchel. 100. Actually, he got the sack after completing his 100 game. He's got the sack after completing his 100 game. So, all right. Appreciate that, engineer, for coming in, for joining it. For forwarding, and then we have you up now. All right, appreciate that. Yeah. All right, so looking at Thomas Tuchel's number here. He completed 100 games. The last game was a Dynamo Zagreb loss, 1-0 in Champions League. The first 50 games, they conceded 24 goals, and then the last 50 games, 53 goals. Defensively, they have gone to really poor setup, poor returns. He has won 60% of his games, Junior. I mean, can you, after making such investment, giving him these transfers, spend at what, close to what, $250 million in the recent transfer window? Is it fair to sack the manager? No.
Yeah, because obviously it's not the performance on the field that caused it. So, I think Camon and if Camon was here, I think I'm going to. I remember seeing Camon saying this in our group chat that Tuchel is not the owner's hire, right? So normally, and this is an American owner, and what we see in the NFL, Major League Baseball, all the American sports, when a new owner come in, that owner generally like to bring in his own chairman, his own manager, and his own coach. So this is no different. So I am taking over this club, but this is not my ideal coach. So I'm going to go there now. Is Graham Potter his ideal coach? I don't think so. But maybe some things were said behind closed doors. Maybe because look, Chelsea spent a record transfer market fee for a previous Champions League winner to go out there and spend a record transfer market fees. Something is wrong. So they look to me like the owners themselves, we will back you, but at what cost? And Tuchel, like I said, a kid in a candy store, ran wild with it, and no one paid the price.
Yeah, after the defeat to the Dynamo Zagreb, Thomas Tuchel at the post-match press conference said, quote, "I didn't see it coming. Obviously, I was in the wrong movie," end quote. I guess that could be applied not to the Dynamo Zagreb defeat, but it also could have applied to his firing because based on reports, he did not see this coming and he was asking or requested more time to kind of straighten things up. Thomas Tuchel did a good job guiding the team through the whole fiasco of the seal. He was front and center. He was the one constantly at those press conferences answering questions about sanctions, about, best to his knowledge, about transportation. He had this famous statement where he said if he has to drive the bus himself, he would do it. So I do understand the difficulties that some fans have with this sacking because he was definitely front and center to guide this club through a very difficult period with the whole sanction around Roman Abramovich.
The front office.
Yes.
Or be a chairman.
It's very sad that he was put in that space, right? Because you would think that the front office would have stepped up and navigate that scenario rather than he was just have to. But he stood tall, bear the brunt of it and just answer the questions. And he spoke candidly. So he received approximately £15 million in payout. I mean, £13 million pounds in payout personally, and then his staff will get an additional £2 million. So, I mean, he will be fine. He will get another job somewhere, and he will be fine. 60%. What about? Do you think it's just a situation where there's been questions about whether does he have the full backing of his team?
No, I don't think it's a team. I think it's an owner thing. I think the owner came in and back him with a bag of money and probably is looking for some style of football and him not getting the style that he wanted. I think that is more along that line. And maybe Tuchel said some things that rubbed somebody the wrong way and it come back and hurt.
Graham Potter is now the man in charge, Junior. 5 years deal at, we've seen reports somewhere in the vicinity, maybe even 10 to 12 million pounds a year. Of course, we don't have access to the contract. His bio reads he was at Östersund, then he went to Swansea, then he went to Brighton. Junior, your thoughts on this move?
From Graham Potter's perspective, the time is now. I mean, the man had Brighton playing exceptional football, right? And what are the odds that Brighton will continue playing the way they're playing? It is a little to no chance. Brighton wasn't going to become a perennial team. They weren't going to be flooded with money. They weren't going to be backed by any Isleman from Saudi Arabia for come and give Graham Potter what he needed. So from a career move perspective, yes, the time is now. It would never happen again. I mean, we saw Eddie Howe when Eddie Howe had Bournemouth, and Eddie Howe was ordained as the next great coach when he had Bournemouth flying. But as soon as Bournemouth got tired of maintaining their status, what happened? It cost Eddie Howe his job. So from the coach's perspective, yes, it's a great move. From the club's perspective, I think it's a big risk because not to bring Man U in it, but when David Moyes was ordained as the next great coach, when he had Everton, when Everton would lose to Arsenal or lose to Liverpool in the Merseyside Derby in a big game, people used to push that to the side and say, no, it's just Everton being Everton, right? As soon as David Moyes took up a side where they are expected to win every game, then his shortcomings started to show. From a club perspective, if Chelsea was to come out and lose to, let's say, a Crystal Palace, then it's going to be, is this job too big for Graham Potter? And I think that is one of the major hurdles that him going to face coming in right now is you cannot lose that game that you shouldn't lose because they won't blame the fans. They won't blame you because you're not the big coach. So that's how I feel about it. I think it's a risk from the club's end. From the coach's end, it's a great move.
No, but I think there seems to be a pivot in the direction. You talk about ownership earlier on and how the owners have different ideas. And this maybe what eventually led to the sacking of Thomas Tuchel, not just the results. Or, the owners, as we discussed previously on the show, the owners invested heavily in some young talent. And Graham Potter seems to suggest that he's one who can develop talent. And, with his work at Brighton. Brighton is playing some serious football. And he's been quite flexible in terms of systems. So, it seems like they're pivoting from the whole Chelsea rundown big years trophy from day one. It seems like ownership is saying, no, we want to invest in developing talent. We want a coach who can foster the development of this young talent. But like I said, it's a huge risk.
Right.
It's a huge risk. So 51% winning percentage at Östersund, 41 percentage and 31% winning percentage at Brighton. I didn't even know his winning percentage was that bad at Brighton. But that's
my point. That's my point exactly. So all you do is remember the good times of Brighton. Wasn't it Brighton and the Brighton that have the side? Wasn't it Brighton that would have brother would love ball?
Did what?
With a striker would love cry.
I don't remember.
Wasn't it Brighton a couple years ago against Manchester United?
Neil Maupay.
Neil Maupay, yes.
Everything comes back to Manchester United, Junior. Can we keep that?
No, but it's fresh in my memory. So how Graham Potter get away with that?
Yeah, I mean Neil Maupay is now at Everton, so they've made money off the deal. I mean, and he's had very good people in his background, and so this is another thing that is really critical that we can't underscore enough. He's taken his entire staff to Brighton, to Chelsea, and he's also taken the head of recruit to Chelsea. So it's a whole movement. I mean, Chelsea is looking to invest somewhere. Chelsea invested somewhere in the vicinity of 22 million pounds for not just Graham Potter, but also his staff. It's a whole heap of money for your brother, Junior.
Yeah.
Um,
But so say Jeremy and say agree with me. Eddie is a good coach, but Eddie Howe. Reggie says 5-year contract. What's the over under on Potter being the coach in 3 years?
I give it 50-50. I give it 50-50, not over under. I mean, does he see out the 5 years of this deal? It
I think it hinges on if he can replace Conte and Jorginho. No, Brighton, remember Brighton have the big midfielder would just transfer one day.
yeah,
So,
Casado.
So he's at least we know Graham Potter can find that midfielder, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, it's not just him. He's definitely has people, of course, in his surroundings that that really promote, talent, and recruitment has been very good. So Chelsea really spoke about his progressive style of play and his off the field capabilities, not just the football tactical stuff. In the press conference to announce his hiring, Todd Bowley spoke about the things that they were impressed with him. Not just the football, but just his things off the field. So, and I don't know if these things means that his involvement in recruiting and identifying talent. So,
but he's at least accredited with it, though, right?
huh?
He's going to get credited with it until proven wrong, though, right?
Well, supposedly.
Yeah.
Supposedly. But, with that being said, the elephant in the room is that Graham is also committed to hire, to help in the assistance, to assist in the hiring of a sporting director. And so that is something that's going to be instrumental. Do you agree with that decision normally? I mean, it's not unusual in England for sport managers to be involved in the hiring of a sporting director.
No, I 100% agree with it because you can't bring in a sporting director that the coach can't have a conversation with. So you right now, and again, I think this is great ownership. This is great ownership decisions because you're going to marry the coach with the sporting director right now, right? So if the coach fails, sporting director will have to answer for it. Probably not for this coach, but maybe the coach that he hires. But if there's some failure, both will be taken to task. That means that right now we're going to have a synergy between the executive branch and the field branch. We're going to have a synergy. I really think Chelsea is going to be better off.
Yeah, and in the statement, Todd Bowley says, quote, he's a proven coach and an innovator in the Premier League who fits our vision for the club. Not only is he extremely talented on the pitch, he has skills and capabilities that extend beyond the pitch, which will make Chelsea a more successful club. So this role of identifying talent and fostering development of talent. So watch the space. Junior, I also want to ask you, Mauricio Pochettino was another candidate for this job. Apparently, he wasn't even legitimately a serious candidate because there was if once Graham Potter was agreed to take the position. Are you surprised that Pochettino, with his experience, with his years of tread in Champions League and in the EPL, it's free. You don't have to spend any money other than the salary for Pochettino. But Todd and company decided they rather pay Brighton a huge sum of money for Graham rather than go free for Poch. Are you surprised by that move?
I'm not surprised by it. If I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be very happy because they didn't go for the low-hanging fruit. The obvious next coach would have been Pochettino, right? If Chelsea, big market, big name, who's the best coach out there that is available? Pochettino. That is just hard. It's just hey, that's the first name on the list. But what that tell me now is that there was some form of research that was done, and there was some metric that was put into place to say who is the best coach option for this team. And them go out there and do them research. So that tells me that there was something done to say, this is the type of coach that I want. We're not going to take a square peg and just say, drop it in the hole and figure it out. We have them sit down and say, we have a round hole. We're going to find a round peg and put in that hole. That is
want
the
to
impression
have similar personalities match up. Big up Crime Minister. Crime Minister says, big up your side. Big up the side. Bug of the week is Andrew Holness. 12 days of mourning for who? Big up. But regarding the mourning period and the Queen passing, this give Graham Potter some time to actually get on the training pitch, get familiar with these players. You know, it's kind of perfect timing, essentially.
Yeah, and unfortunate timing, because if the Queen did if I was
the Queen if Queen did drop out earlier, Thomas Tuchel
if the Queen did drop out a week earlier, Tuchel would still have the job.
Thomas Tuchel would still have a job. You know, so Graham Potter is the man of the hemp. He released a statement to Brighton fans. He said, I hope they can forgive him. Overall, in the statement, he just said basically this is an opportunity that he couldn't pass up.
It worked out for Brighton too, because Lallana was going to be the player coach. Don't let him get a whole week for vet a coach.
Yeah, so now Adam Lallana is the man at the helm until they hire a new coach. Thomas Tuchel also released a statement. Thomas Tuchel said, you know, this is one of the hardest statements he has to write. He was a bit surprised, but he wants to thank the fans for the chance of winning the Champions League, being champions of the world with the FIFA Club World Cup. You know, he released a statement earlier. So big up to Thomas Tuchel, and what good, my brethren. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just it's a hard business, brother. It's a rough business.
Fine.
And let's pivot to actual football results now and get to Champions League results. Junior, things that happened this week in Champions League was a bit surprising. Liverpool was the result on Wednesday was the big shocker of the week for me. Liverpool had the brakes beat off of them by Napoli, and it could have been worse. They could have gotten 7. Junior, Klopp says we have to reinvent ourselves. Of course, your thoughts on that one? I mean, Klopp is not a brother who's worried about his job by any means.
Yeah, no, and they should be happy for the morning period, because it gives them a week to get healthy for the Premier League. No, they still have to play the Champions League. But what was the most surprising thing to me about that game is, I always say that Liverpool's Achilles heel is down the wings, right? And I always say that if you have speed on the wings, you can go down there, you can take advantage of them, and blah 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 blah. Napoli never do that. Napoli just flat out outplayed them. And if Liverpool never had the reputation, if Klopp never had the reputation that he had of being a player's coach, or of being a nice guy, or if Liverpool had personalities like Cristiano Ronaldo or Pogba, I just those players out there will put them emotions on them sleeves, we would be hearing rumors about how you have fractures in the locker room and something right in the locker room, because there's no other way to explain what happened to them versus Napoli. Liverpool just looked like a flat-out bug side against Napoli. Napoli just looked like a team that was just better than them. There was no luck involved. There's no one instance where you can point to and say, here is where the game changed. No. From kickoff till the end of the game, Napoli ran Liverpool off the field. So if I was a Liverpool, I'll be very concerned, because we know the obvious elephant in the room is Mane, and I've been saying it for weeks. When Mane is playing, he will pop up and give you that one odd goal that you don't expect. He will pop up and create that one chance out of nothing. No, Liverpool don't have that. the shine has kind of gone off from them from being an attacking force. But I think Virgil, I don't know if he's getting tired. I don't know if he's getting old. I don't know if he's getting frustrated. But Virgil now starting to leak. I think the pressure is now starting to get to Virgil.
Yeah, but I think systematically they're going to have to figure out something. I know they have injuries. Klopp says they have to, reinvent. And like you said, the week off, the 2 weeks off from the Premier League potentially, or 2 weekends off from the Premier League, if they're officially off this coming weekend, will give them some time to get some things worked out. They do have Champions League in the middle of the week. The big thing for Liverpool is the lack of the inability to effectively do the counter press. I mean, we've known Liverpool for a while on the club, been very effective to quickly recover the ball when they lose it, especially in the attacking third, and then that allows the midfielders to be able to roam and do whatever they want to do. Sadio Mane is severely missed with his ability to do that. I mean, of course, Luis Diaz and Jota is going to have to figure out a way to do it. But with the lack of the inability to do that counter press and severely limit the opponent from coming at you, then that exposes that high line and exposes Virgil and that midfield. So I don't know what Klopp is going to do. I mean, he's an excellent manager. He will have to figure out a way. He says he will reinvent themselves. I mean, but the injuries is also beating them too.
Yeah, injuries is a big part. But who is injured? Like, I mean, no, but that's the data and say Napoli totally outclassed us. The issue is the aging midfield. VVD has that injury still playing on his mind.
So the injuries, I mean, so they've really heavily. Liverpool is banking on the growth and development of some key elements in that midfield. One of those is Curtis Jones, and we've seen flashes of Curtis Jones. He started incorporating him in this team a few years, and he's been playing more and more in that midfield. Curtis Jones is still recovering. I mean, Diogo Jota just came back. Tyler Martin is another kid that he's been given minutes at the base of that midfield, and he's also recovering. So Harvey Elliott just got back. So the injuries have been an issue for them, and they need Abraham Konote is a big miss in that midfield, because then now you're left with either Gomez, was severely exposed. And the reason why you go with a Gomez is because he can run, but it's useless to be able to run but can't defend. And Gomez is exposed as opposed to. So Abraham Konote is a huge miss for them, and hopefully he'll get better soon. So
and once they get right, they will be all right. Because remember the same side dropped 9 from Bournemouth.
Yeah, and they do not have a good record at Napoli. I think if my memory serves me correctly, they don't win those games there on the club. They either draw or something. But Jaja, they pick up a Rastafari beating on Wednesday. On Wednesday. All right, looking at other Champions League results. Any other results you want to highlight, Junior? I mean, big bad Man City beat the breaks off Sevilla. Word is Julian Lopetegui might be in the hot seat.
I don't know why. I mean, okay.
Well, they went out and got players. They got Isco, who looked like a baller. They finally won a game this week in domestic competition in La Liga this weekend. So, any other results that stood out for you?
You see that PSG Juventus game. The way how PSG scored those 2 goals, and the way that first half went, the game should have finished a lot more. PSG should have scored a lot more goals, right? And I asked the question: is it that PSG stopped playing in the second half, or did Juventus play better in the second half? Because the 2 goals that were Mbappe scored, oh my God.
Yeah.
Talk about unstoppable goals, right? And it feel like them could do that at any time when them want. So that's what stood out to me. That game, that second half, it leaves a lot of questions in my mind.
So the thing that's big, we need to get to rapid fire in a little bit because we have what 15 or 19 minutes left in the show, about 20 minutes. We're just going to try to hit some of the major news. The thing that for PSG Junior is that this team, the selfishness is a problem, and they're gonna have to figure it out because there were a couple of times Mbappe and Neymar, after they had the lead, had opportunities to pass to their fellow teammates who were in a better position, but them man they want the limelight themselves. You know, there's a distinct goal when Mbappe broke away on the right side, and he decided to take a shot from an extremely tight angle when Neymar was sitting on the 6-yard box waiting for a tap in. So stuff like that, and that is something that Coach Christopher Gattier will have to figure out with this PSG outfit. Is like, when they take a lead, will they continue to be surgical and put in goals, or man are going to start but their own stats? And men, basically Neymar and Mbappe. You know, Haaland continue his impressive run in for Man City. Man City just look impressive in Champions League, brother.
I think Haaland is making De Bruyne look even better than he is, which is a scary statement.
Which is an interesting thing. So I noticed that Kevin De Bruyne seems to be, like you said, he's probably making them up. But he's just looking, he knows that from anything on the right side, he picks it up. He can find a dedicated striker in that box. Right. And so, I don't know, maybe it's just a one-trick pony, find the big striker.
If it's not broke, why fix it?
Yeah. Looking at Champions League games coming up this week. Liverpool on Tuesday. Liverpool will play Ajax. Ajax also victorious on match day 1. Atletico Madrid will play Leverkusen on Tuesday. Spurs will play Sporting, but the big game on Tuesday, Bayern versus Barcelona. Junior, you worried about Barcelona? You worried about Bayern? I mean, how do you see this one shaking out with Barcelona?
Yo, that game can finish 6-5. It can literally finish 6. I can see a goal scoring every time each team pass halfway through the attacking half. As soon as the ball reach 18 yards out, I can see a goal scoring. Because Bayern Munich defense is suspect, but their attack is poisonous. And Barcelona, I know you don't like Barca right now, but Barca is back. I mean, that is Barca that we all either loved or feared. That is the real Barcelona. Xavi has them playing the way how Barcelona should be playing. Now, we have question marks about how they got to where they are now, but they are a Champions League contender. There's no taking that away from them.
Yeah, I mean, I picked them to win the La Liga because of the concern. We'll discuss Real Madrid in a second regarding the concerns of the lack of quality backup, in my opinion, for Benz. But Barcelona, yeah, they are a very, very good team. Now, I can call them scamming team or whatever they want, but personnel-wise, they have some fantastic players. We saw yesterday they defeated Cadiz. You know, once they start scoring goals, the floodgates will open and they will score a bag of goals on you. So Bayern Munich better be careful in this game because Upamecano could have a long day facing Lewandowski and company. So Barcelona might beat the brakes off Bayern Munich. I'm very much worried about that Julian Nagelsmann defensive line.
And Lewandowski has something to prove. Because remember, he did say Bayern Munich lied to him.
Yeah, he did make a statement. So Tuesday, Bayern Munich versus Barcelona. Sporting versus Tottenham. Before we look at the games that are coming on Wednesday, it's Sporting versus Tottenham. I noticed that Richarlison scored 2 goals for Tottenham in the midweek from Marseille. Richarlison seems to be loving Tuesday Night Football, Junior. Kulusevski might be the odd man out here.
Yeah, and that's not a bad issue for Conte to have, right? So you play with a hot hand, and we know Richardson, our song, our kid, where hit a little rough patch. You have a hungry winger ready to come on up. So that's a great luxury to have. So I don't see no issues there.
Yeah. Pivoting to Wednesday's games in the Champions League, upcoming games this Wednesday in the Champions League. Milan plays Dynamo Zagreb. They will play Dynamo Zagreb. It seems like weird. Milan and Dynamo Zagreb are battle for the group because we don't know what's going to happen with Chelsea.
No. Chelsea will be fine. With Chelsea going to be just fine. So no, I wouldn't say all of that.
Real Madrid play Leipzig. Real Madrid coming off this weekend's victory. Real Madrid is the only team in Europe, top 5, that remain 100% perfect record. Real Madrid, they played Eden Hazard, the boss Eden Hazard, the boss Carlo Ancelotti played Eden Hazard this weekend against Mallorca, subbed him and put Rodriguez down the middle. The rest is history. Junior, Marco Asensio was pretty ticked off that he didn't get any playing time. And the boss said he will take it into note for future games. Real Madrid, do you worry about the lack of real number 9 behind Benz, or am I just making up things there?
I think you're making up things because, all right, a number 9, a striker, a real striker, have striker instinct that cannot be taught, right? And there's no going around that. But the way Real Madrid play, they create goals from all angles, from all parts of the field, where, yes, it's going to be a miss. They're going to miss Benzema. But I think if there's a team out there that can survive a loss of a striker, I think it will be Real Madrid without replacing him with another striker. I think they're that malleable. Because like I said, Rodrigo come on and walk through the 18 yard and score a rotted goal.
Very good goal. Very good goal.
Hazard still a try go World Cup, so he has something for proof. You never know. Vinicius Junior can go play the number 9 too, be a false 9. You never know. So you have all of these options where Carlo have at his disposal. They'll be just fine.
So, Junior, and we'll take a look at the other games on Wednesday. But before we leave the Real Madrid, this game, Milan versus Dynamo Zagreb. So Milan and Salzburg drew. RB Salzburg drew 1-1. The match day 1. Dynamo Zagreb and Chelsea are the other teams in this group. I mean, do we have to worry about Chelsea here, Junior? Getting out of the group, that is.
Yes, because of the unknown of Graham Potter. Okay. We have no idea how. So I will sit down here and say, no, Graham Potter will be all right. He could be all right, but he could also be a massive failure. He can come out there and just try to overthink or overcoach because of his situation and just flop, right? So you don't know. I don't know. There's no telling.
No telling. Looking at the other games on Wednesday, Man City versus Dortmund, Chelsea versus Salzburg, Juventus versus Benfica. Dortmund versus Man City. Junior, your boy plays his old team. Both teams victorious in the first round, Man City and Dortmund. It should be a formality for Man City, right?
No, because Marco Reus is still Marco Reus. Bellingham playing, right?
Yeah, Jude Bellingham. He played this weekend.
So no, yes, Man City is a better team, but I'm not going to say it's a foregone conclusion. Bellingham and Marco Reus will give them trouble.
Benfica defeated Maccabi Haifa on match day 1. Coach Max Allegri said this is really the big game in this group for them. He really earmarked this matchup against Benfica. Junior, we'll get to Juventus game in the Scudetto in a second, but your thoughts on this Benfica versus Juventus? I mean, Benfica is not a pushover.
I don't know what the hell Allegri talking about him earmark this game. You should have earmarked the PSG game. That's the game
Yeah,
you
but
should have earmarked.
I think in his mind he's thinking that his team is not at the level of PSG.
Well, okay, well, keep that behind closed doors. But yeah, the ultimate Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is Juventus. I have no idea. That's why I don't know. Look at what happened today with the 2-2 game. And the second half versus PSG versus the first half versus PSG. You just don't know which Juventus. I know what. I think part of the problem is them just old. It's just an old side.
Looking at things that happened today in Scudetto, Juventus drew 2-2 with Salernitana. They thought they won the game. Mr. Milik himself scored in the 95th minute, took his shirt off, got a second yellow card. Of course, he's going to be suspended, but only to find out that Mr. Bonucci was offside. Junior, talk to the Juventus fans, and what is going on here with Juventus? Because Salernitana is not no big side.
I just think them old. And you know when you're old, one day you get up, your mind is willing, your heart is willing, and the body is willing as well. But then the next day you wake up and like arthritis kick in. I think that is what happened to Juventus. The classic lose one game twice. We could have even applied that here, because I could say, going back to Liverpool, God go with the team where Liverpool play next, right? If they were to play in the Premier League this week, if there wasn't a morning, I would have said Liverpool are going to beat the brakes off our side because of what against Napoli. I would have thought the same thing with Juventus too. You just lost to PSG in the Champions League. You come back, you want to show your fans them that, no, this is not who we are. And you come out there and lay an egg like this, trust me, even if they had won 3-2, and I say it's still a loss. Because you should not be losing, you should not be tying with them side. And them side you're supposed to beat 4-1, 5-1. So is it that they're missing Paulo Dybala?
And this game was held at Juventus Stadium. Milik got a red card. Fazio also got a red card for Salernitana. Red cards at the end there. I don't know what to make of Juventus. I don't know. I do not know. We'll just see what will happen to them. Of course, at some point this team must freshen up. And, they made some investments in the offseason. They're still waiting for Pogba to, he's decided to do the surgery, so he's going to be out for a while. So maybe when he returns, he will help them. Junior, looking at other results, we want to highlight Napoli, because Napoli had a very good week against Liverpool. They turn around, and the perfect banana skin game against Spezia. One would expect, after a tough week, well, usually in the Champions League, the Napoli of old would sometimes slip, but they did not. And for their reward, they're sitting at the top in the Scudetto. I mean, wagwan. Napoli, Spalletti has Napoli leading Scudetto on 14 points. Tied with Atlanta, and Milan, but leading on goal difference. It's surprised with Napoli's leadership being at the top of the hem, yeah?
No, because Juventus is uncertain. Inter Milan is uncertain because of the injuries with Lukaku and company. AC Milan still trying to replace Kessie, etc. So no, the Scudetto is wide open right now. Not wide open, but this year in Italy kind of feel like the year when Leicester won the Premier League, where every team was in flux. All the big teams, you could say, were in flux in some way, shape, or form. And all you need is a team to come out there and just hit the ground running and run with it, right? So Napoli is kind of in that position right now. I would even say Roma could have been in that position as well. But Roma is so topsy-turvy sometimes. You can't trust them either. So
Yeah,
no, I'm not surprised.
Roma will play Empoli tomorrow in the final match game. One other league we'll take a look at before we pivot and discuss some Jamaican football in rapid fire section and just touch schoolboy football results. Let's take a look at the results in La Liga. The result that stood out this week, Barcelona defeated Cadiz 4-0. Cadiz upset Barcelona last year. I took a point off them. Atletico Madrid finally scored some goals, Junior. The impressive thing is that Real Madrid just continued to churn out victories. Even sitting Toshimani and putting Cruz at the BS, Federico Valverde and Camavinga. Carlo moving around the pieces there, Junior.
Keeping everybody fresh, keeping everybody engaged. I think that's what he's doing. And even though your boy complains, he not get no playing time. He just go out on the bench.
Asensio, yeah.
Yeah, just go out on the bench. But I think I get the vibe from you and other people that you're just waiting for that Real Madrid collapse. I get that vibe. And it's possible, but it's a Real Madrid to me is the Spanish Chelsea. They have a deep squad.
No, don't insult Real Madrid them way, bro.
No, in terms of squad, in terms of squad quality, you give Carlo Chelsea and you get Real Madrid results, right? So they'll be fine. You said you picked Barca for win the league. Barca have to win the league pending a Real Madrid collapse. So we'll see.
And of course, the real telltale sign in La Liga is El Clasico, right? When those two teams meet. Real Madrid will play in the Atletico in the Madrid derby coming up September 18th. So now they start really playing the so-called teams that are competitors around them. You know.
Right.
All right, before we go my yard, we don't have Yard Ballers report today, but we want to highlight the schoolboy football results. Boy, it's a give one image. It's a secondary school sports association Jamaica. Why the image kind of foggy. It's you can't do better, brother. But the results of this weekend's action: Galvin Maceo 2-2 with Kemps Hill. Mannings defeated Grange Hill 5-1. Dintill 3-1 over Yorktown. Charlemont 3-1 over Enid Bennett. KC defeated Calabar 5-1. Steds 4-0 over Sydney Pagan. BB Coke and Lacovia drew 0-0. Magati and Monroe 1-1. St. George's 6, Arden 0. Robert Lightburn lost 3-1 to Paul Bogle. Guys Hill lost 1-0 to McGrath. St. Mary Tech 2-0 over Anata B. Harris Clark 2-2 with Martin. Taki 4-0 over St. Mary. Black River and Godfrey 1-1. Petersfield, big up to the Petersfield family. Defeated the Belmont 3-0, C4 2-0 over Yalas, and Moran B 2-0 over St. Thomas Tech. Boy, I'm short, I'm tired. Junior, one question before we go my yard. I mean, is Arden the beating stick, aka the sacrificial lamb of this year's Manning Cup action?
What at the first week, brother? Just go easy. Go easy.
Our teams in the Manning Cup lining up to play Arden this year, Junior.
You're just out for ask the right question if a Calabar. Ask about Rabalak.
And St. George's scored 6 at halftime, and the coach called off the dogs.
Big up the coach.
But
Ask
big up,
Calabar. Come on and say ask Calabar. Ask Rabalak.
Big up to schoolboy football being back. It was great to see the fans at the games this weekend. Schoolboy football. Big up to the Manning's crew. Junior, any final comments before we go my yard regarding schoolboy football or football in general?
We're happy that they played. I never do the morning, so the Queen might box it.
Champions League football this week. Champions League, those are the views of Junior Pringle and not Ballchat. Big up to the Streams FM crew out of the UK. Champions League football this week. Big up on yourself. To all those who are listening in the UK, Junior, those people are mourning the Queen, so we don't want to sideways talk about no Queen this and that.
Big up Lizzie, man. Sure.
All right. Football family, connect with us on Instagram at Ballchat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ballchat1. We're on Facebook at Ballchat. You can email us, send all the hate mail to ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Consider subscribing to the channel, subscribe to the content. Big up to Mannings. 1-0, 3-1 over Grangehill. Big up to Petersfield. Big up to yourself. Hopefully this year, Mannings can finally win a Doncaster Cup Junior. Finally. Looking forward. We need something.
We will see.
Thanks to the family for joining us. Junior, we're gone. I road no family.
Later.